Hello, I'm Dee from dd.net, and today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple pair of earrings. All you need are three basic components: a head pin, a bead, which can be round or flat like this one, it's called a rondelle, and a bead cap, a large bead cap that is larger than the bead itself. This is a smaller bead cap that is optional, and I will show you on the second earring how to use that one. So in terms of materials, this is what you need. In terms of tools, all you need are round nose pliers to form the ear wire, and either you can use the tip of the round nose pliers, or you can use chain nose pliers, which are very thin at the front to bend the earring. So this is how you assemble the earrings. You get a long head pin. This one measures 7.5 centimeters, which is the same as 3 inches. And the head of the pin will be the front of the earring. If you don't have long head pins, or you want to make your own findings, you can use a bit of wire and ball up the end, which also works perfectly well if you have a torch and you know how to do that. So you put the bead on the head pin, and then the bead cap, and that is what the earring will look like from the front. And then from the back you get the chain nose pliers as close as you can get to the bead cap, but you have to leave a small gap, about 1 millimeter, so that you can bend it. And you bend the head pin and then just push with your fingers until it touches the bead cap, to make sure that it locks in place and doesn't slide out of the curve. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like this for now and show you how to use the small bead cap. This is for an extra decoration. You can use these or any other decorative bead cap that you have, or a small metal bead, anything you want. I use these when the bead that I'm using, if the hole is too large and the head pin goes through the hole, that's when I tend to use these extra bead caps. So you put it on the head pin. I decided to turn the cup outwards, so you have the head of the pin sticks out a bit. If you want it further down, then you hammer it a little, and or you enlarge the hole before putting it on the head pin. And then you do the same. You put the bead and the sunflower bead cap at the back. Grab your pliers, leave a small gap, and bend till you have a curve, and then push with your fingers until it touches the back of the bead cap. Okay, so now we have two variations of the same thing. From now on, I'm going to do them both at the same time to make sure that all the curves match, because if you do them one and then the other, it's a lot harder to match the places where you bend. So at this point you can measure and mark where you want to bend, or you can just go by sight and do whatever you feel it's best. I tend to, so from the top of the bead to the end of the wire, 6.5 centimeters. So I'll mark it at the 3 centimeter mark. Just to give you an idea. The place where you mark this, it's pretty much up to you. You can, if you want long earrings, you leave a larger gap here. If you want shorter earrings, you leave a smaller gap, and then you cut the extra once you're done bending it. So now I get my round nose pliers. I make sure that the earrings are right next to each other, the same size, everything is aligned, and I grab both of the earrings at the mark. Okay, and I bend it back on the larger part of the pliers. If you don't have round nose pliers, you can use a pen or a pencil or any other round object that has the size that you want the earring wire to be. So at this point, you can decide if you want the ends longer than the earring or shorter. If you want them longer, then you bend more in the front. If you want them shorter, then you push more on the back, and that changes the size. These are more or less end at the length of the earrings themselves. They'll be hidden from the front, which I think is a good length. Okay, so I now have the bend, and I can just leave them like this, or because I don't think that these are very easy to insert in your ear, I like to do a second bend at the back. And this is pretty much wherever you want it. You can make it right at the edge, or you can make it up wherever you want. Just make sure that you bend both wires at the same time. Just give it a little bend like this. Okay, and this makes it easier to poke through the hole in your ears. And that is finished. So these are all the pairs of earrings that I've made with this technique and this design, and I just changed the color of the beads. And here I made a variation where I used a larger flat bead and the smaller bead cap at the front, and it gives it a different design, more geometric. So there's lots of different things you can do just by changing the elements, and it's really easy. Another thing that I like to do to finish off the earrings and to make sure that they're comfortable is to finish the ends of the wire so they don't scratch. So with a file, I will file it flat at first, and then I will file around the edges to round them off all the way around the tip. You just need to do that once or twice, and then pass your finger to make sure that nothing is poking you, and you have a much more comfortable earring. It's always good to be in the habit of finishing off your jewelry, no matter how simple it is. If you get used to doing it well from the beginning, it's much easier to have quality jewelry, even on very simple designs. Thank you for watching.